Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a great spring break. Please enjoy this week's lesson from Journeys. Here's our focus wall this week. Our essential question is, what can you learn from someone who's from another country? Our anchor text this week is the new friend, and our vowel combinations are OU and OW. Let's warm up with a riddle. What rises in the morning and waves all day? That's right. If you guessed a flag, you are right.
I guess a flag.
Today we're going to change the vowel sound in a word to make a new word. For example, what is the vowel sound in find? Change it to ow. What is the new word? Found. Let's try more. Shoot. Change the oo in shoot to
Shoot. What's the name of it?
Change the in shut to ow. Change the in fed to oo.
Get me a house.
Change the a in gain to ow. Change the in send to ow. Change the a in crane to ow. Change the in turn to ow. Listen to this week's read aloud and answer some listening comprehension questions. Once upon a time, on a day when the sun blazed in the sky, Señor Rattlesnake slid out of his cool hole in the ground. He slithered around the cactus blossoms and stretched out to nap on the hot desert sand. He was almost asleep when a large stone rolled down the mountainside and landed right on him. Señor Rattlesnake didn't know what to do. He wiggled and squiggled, but it was no use. Señor Rattlesnake was hopelessly, helplessly trapped. What is Señor Rattlesnake's problem at the beginning of the story? Nearby, Señor Rabbit was napping in a cool mountain cavern. He woke up to the sounds of Señor Rattlesnake's hissing and rattling. Señor Rabbit hopped out of the shady cavern and into the bright sunlight. He blinked his eyes, carefully crept out onto the rocky ledge, and looked over the side. He saw Señor Rattlesnake wiggling in the sun. Señor Rabbit hurried down the mountain and up to the snake. "Señor Rattlesnake, why are you lugging the heavy stone on your back?" he asked. "Where are you taking it?" "I'm not lugging it anywhere," groaned the snake. "I'm trapped and need help. Now get the stone off of me." Señor Rabbit was a kind creature. He sat and placed his big feet against the stone. He pushed and pressed, then he pushed some more. Finally, the heavy stone rolled away. "Thank you, Señor Rabbit," hissed the snake. "Such a good deed deserves a reward." "I was glad to help," said the rabbit. "I don't need a reward." "Yes, you do," hissed Señor Rattlesnake, rattling his tail. "What?" cried Señor Rabbit. "I just saved your life." "Yes, you did. And for your reward, I will eat you for my supper." Poor Señor Rabbit was too frightened to run. He just sat there as Señor Rattlesnake prepared to strike. Just then, Señor Coyote strode by. "What's going on here?" he asked. The rabbit and the snake both began to speak at once. "Wait!" shouted Señor Coyote. "Speak one at a time. Señor Rabbit, you speak first." How would you describe Señor Coyote? How does he deal with Señor Rattlesnake? "Señor Rattlesnake was trapped under the stone," said the rabbit. "He asked for my help. Then after I pushed the stone, he said he'd reward me by eating me." "Not true," hissed the snake. "I crawled into a shallow space under the stone. I wanted to trick Señor Rabbit to catch him for my supper." Señor Coyote scratched his head. "Let me think for a minute," he said. "Since you both agree that Señor Rattlesnake was under this stone, "It's only fair that he crawl under it so I can see how things were," said Señor Coyote. "Ah, but the stone has been moved," hissed Señor Rattlesnake. "I can't crawl under it. You will have to roll it onto me." So Señor Coyote rolled the heavy stone onto the snake and asked, "Is this how you were?" "Yes," hissed Señor Rattlesnake. "Now take it off." "I have a better plan," said Señor Coyote. "You stay under that stone. It is your reward for trying to kick someone who helped you. Good day, Señor Rattlesnake." What is the lesson that you think the author wants the reader to think about? Listen. Round. Add g to the beginning. The word is ground. Now you do it. Loud. Add k to the beginning. Cloud. Out. Add sh to the beginning. Shout. Owl. Add f to the beginning. Foul. Round. Add f to the beginning. Frown. Listen. Owl. Now you say it. Owl begins with the ow sound. The letters OW together can stand for the ow sound at the beginning, middle, or end of a word. Now it's your turn. Read lines 1 through 8. Pause the video as needed. Pause the video as needed and read today's Decodable Reader, Down on the Farm. Our words to know this week are city, myself, school, party, 7, by, please, family. Pause the video and read each of the context cards. Turn 2 of the sentences into just one sentence. Our target skill this week is understanding characters. Remember that you can learn a lot about what story characters are like from their words and actions. Use what the characters say and do as clues. Figure out how they feel and why they act the way they do. You can list the clues or text evidence on a chart like the one shown. Our topic this week is learning about our country. We live in the United States of America. People have come to this country from all over the world. You learn about our country at school. You can read books about our country too. You will read about a boy who moves to the United States in The New Friend. What do you know about our country? Think about it. Complete the sentence. Our country is blank. Share with someone and act out what you know. Our anchor text this week is called The New Friend. The genre is realistic fiction, which is a story that could happen in real life. As you read, look for characters who act like real people and events that could really happen. Our essential question this week is, what can you learn from someone who is from another country? Martin, Lewis, and I lived in the city. Next door was an old house. No one had lived there for a long time. One day, a work crew came with pails and brushes. They started to wash and paint the empty house. Analyze the text. Who is the narrator? Why do you think so? After they were done and the paint had dried, the house looked pretty and new. The next day, a big truck pulled up. It was full of crates and boxes. A crew unloaded the boxes off the truck. A new family would soon live there. Today, Lewis went over to the house next door. He met a boy called Mikado. Then we all met Mikado. Mikado was 7 years old, just like us. Before long, we found out that Mikado played soccer. He could keep running and running. He was good at learning things too. He learned all of our names by the end of the game. Soon, Mikado's family was all moved in. We met his mother and father. They were glad that Mikado had made some new friends. While Mikado's mother and father went to buy food, Mikado stayed and played with us. When Mikado's mother and father rejoined us, Martin, Mikado, and I helped them carry the bags into the house. Mikado said he would show us around his home. Then we went up to look at Mikado's room. Mikado still had lots of boxes to unpack. He had some nice toys and kites. He said that on the next windy day we could bring his kites outside and fly them. He said I could fly a kite by myself. Then we went outside to look at Mikado's pictures from Japan. He had them in a green book. On the first page, we saw Mikado's old house in Japan. On the next page, we saw Mikado's family in Japan. The last page had pictures of Mikado's friends. They showed Mikado's 7th birthday party. Mikado said he wishes we could meet his old friends. At the end of the day, Mikado's mother and father repaid us for helping with cookies. We said please and thank you and ate up. Mikado's father said he had a new job in the city. Mikado would be going to our school. We were all glad about that. Analyze the text. What are Mikado's parents like? Use text, evidence, and pictures. We said goodbye to Mikado and his mother and father. Then we went home to our families. We were glad to have a new friend next door. Dig deeper. Understanding characters. You read about a character named Mikado in The New Friend. Think about what Mikado says and does in the story. You can use these clues or text evidence to figure out how he feels and what he's like. List clues about Mikado and the other characters to help you understand them better. Use a chart like this one. Sometimes a character tells the story. The character is the narrator. The narrator may use words like I, me, and we. Which character in The New Friend do you think is telling the story? Why do you think so? Look for text evidence in the words and pictures to help you figure it out. Your turn. What can you learn from someone who is from another country? That is our essential question this week. What do you think the boys in the story will learn from Mikado? Describe how the boys and Mikado feel about each other. Use text evidence. Talk about these questions with someone at home. How do you think Mikado feels about moving to a new place? What are Mikado's new friends like? How would you make a new friend feel welcome? Finally, respond. Read pages 170 to 171 again. What do you learn about Mikado? Use text evidence from the words and pictures in the story for more clues about what Mikado is like. Write sentences to tell your opinion of Mikado. Give reasons. A writing tip. Your last sentence should be a nice ending. It can tell your opinion again.